Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Magical Mystique's first live for a long time. I hope you can join in. Now, I am just having a few difficulties. I've already noted. So yeah, there is a couple of things that are going wrong already. So bear with me. I'll just wait till a few more of you join. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mystique, and I'm a psychic medium clairvoyant. And I do a lot of things. I am also a qualified psychotherapist, holistic counsellor. I do past trauma release. I also look after a lot of domestic violence victims, and of course, mediumship I do as well. Mystique has been going around for a very long time. The name itself has only been generated in the last 10 years. Prior to that, I was just simple me, and just what can I say? Been doing it since childhood. My parents and everything didn't believe me. Hence, there was a lot of bullying and stuff that went on when I was a child. However, that's all okay. That's just what happens. We do live in a world where there is skepticism and all sorts of things that go on. And unfortunately, some of that partakes. And when that partakes, we all live and learn, and we all like to, get abreast of the whole thing and sort of like not allow it to dictate to us. Because we're all human beings and we all, appreciate who we are and what we give to one another. We're all individual for a very good reason. Hence being I can't even do the housework on sharing this because it's just taking me away from everything I'm supposed to be doing here. So maybe I'll do that a little bit later. It's just crazy. These things, see, I'm supposed to have a nice background and everything, but background's not too bad. We'll get used to that a bit later. Now, I just want to also thank everybody who through the week has liked and shared the page, and I know a few of them have done it tonight as well. Hello Stella, hello Steffi, good evening Tracy. So I will try to get to as many. I plan to kind of be on here for about 2 hours tonight. Failing a little bit short or maybe a little bit over that, who knows? It is Lionsgate as well tonight. So for a lot of you, there's a lot of things finishing up and better things, on the horizon to open up, which is really, really good for some. And yeah, I wish COVID was on its way out as part of that. I certainly can't promise that with everybody. But yeah, it's a whole new. If you're feeling a bit funny today with a lot of really mixed emotions and really even vivid dreams and things like that going on, that's because the power of Lionsgate today, and certainly like at this time tonight too, because it's like the 8th of the 8th and it's 8 o'clock at night. And I actually didn't put all that together when I was scheduling to do this. However, it kind of, in a way, is a perfect day for this to be going on. So perfect day for you guys to be kind of going, do you know what is it that I'm really passionate about? What is it that I need to do to help me move on and help me, create something better for myself? And this weekend is the time to do it. So so I'm just gonna, and you will, I'll apologize in advance if I miss anybody, and if I have missed anybody along this evening, please just resend your question, because the questions do go through very quickly, and with me focusing on other things, I'm not going to be fully focused on the comments going down the side. So I'm going to try and do the best that I can and try and get to all of you. But it's looking like already it's going to be a really busy night. So I have Stella here that says, good evening, Mystique. I hope you're safe and well during this time. I wish COVID, I wish COVID would go away as well as. I hope you have a nice night. Oh, thank you. Beautiful lady, and I did a reading for her not so long ago, actually. And poor little darling. I don't ever mean to get anyone into tears, but sometimes I do bring people to tears, and just a gorgeous soul. And Stella, if I can say anything to you tonight, I know you haven't asked for reading, but excuse me, if I can say anything to you tonight, it's more about you being able to sit back and smell the roses sometimes and stop being so and I look, she knows me, I say everything with the greatest respect. So those of you who don't know me, I do say everything with the greatest respect, and I say everything from my heart. But still, it seems to me that some of your anxieties have risen again, and I don't want to bring COVID into it for reasons, but of course that can stir up some emotions. And given the full moon of last week, as well as excuse me, Lionsgate, it's kind of just revamped a few things, what I want to say to you internally, and by doing that, it's kind of impacted a bit where too much is kind of going on at once with you. So if you can kind of take a step back and look at it from the outside looking in, it's more about that you do have those things going on, but you do also to have choices. So when you've got a choice to be made, then sit back and maybe have this time through COVID and make those choices. Not everything is black and white, and not everything will ever go back to probably being black and white. However, it is time for you to kind of go, do you know what? I need something else to focus on. I need to kind of calm down my anxiety, excuse me, to a little bit of a degree, because not everything you're worried about is actually going to be happening along your thought process. So I hope that helps you. As I know that you haven't asked for anything as such this evening, but thought I'd throw that one in there anyway. Now, who have I got? Steffi. And can I have a guidance reading, please? Certainly. Okay. I think there's a few ups and downs going on with you too, Steffi. Look, I want to say to you in the first instance that you, again, I've got to. I know I'm going to sound like I repeat myself a few times when I say to people that I say everything with the greatest respect, and I do mean that from the bottom of my heart, that I do say everything from the greatest respect. However, there seems to be with you something that's going on with you where you feel like at times, I want to say that you're not so kind to yourself. Sometimes that you don't give yourself the world's best compliments. And I want to say to you that even other people, even you trying to accept compliments from other people, you have a hard time in doing that. There seems to be a little stigma from childhood where they weren't given out as freely as a child. And henceforth, when they're not given out freely as a child, as you get older, you really don't know how to accept them. It's like when someone is not given a hug from their parents when they're a child. They're not a great lover of hugs when they get older, because they kind of go, where does this actually fit into my space? Because it doesn't actually feel quite right. However, with you, I just seem to think that if you take take some time for you, it's time to kind of come back and sit down and go, do you know what? There's been so much upheaval with you lately that you just need to go, what do I want to do? Like, what's the main thing that I'm not doing right now that I wish I had been doing, for the last few months while we've been, a bit stagnated, or we've been in lockdown, or whatever the case may be. It's almost like that you want to put your finger on something, but you haven't been able to take that leap of faith to do it. I'm kind of saying to you, have another look at that over this weekend and kind of go, do you know what? I'm going to try that. Stop making little excuses or putting little barriers up there to say, do you know what, I actually can't do it now, I'll do it later on. It's time to kind of go, do you know what, now is the time. And given Lionsgate, now is definitely the time to put new things into place. So I hope that helps for you, Steffi. Thank you so much for your comment. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping, if you wouldn't mind liking and sharing the page so we can help spread the word to many others out there. That would be awesome. And yeah, it would just be nice to share. There's no money transaction, so sharing something for free is what it is. And if we get any trolls, there is some people that are, of late, that I've noticed, that are jumping on live feeds and trying to veer people away to their device. So just be mindful of that and don't kind of fall into that trap. Okay, I will go on to Tracy. Yes, hello, gorgeous. Beautiful little soul too. And Tracy, look, again, you haven't asked for a reading either, which is very, very kind of you all just jump in and say hello. Like, I really do appreciate that. But I need to say to you, you know how to bring out the inner warrior. When times get tough, the inner warrior has to come out and fight another day. And I feel that with you. I feel like some of your tensions have kind of got a bit haywire of late, where your days, how can I say it? Your days are kind of, half your days are filling up with some anger, and I kind of urge you to say, do you know what is making me so angry? Like, why can't I just become with myself? Things around you, you can't control that. So there's no gain for you to be angry about situations that you can't change. There seems to be a lot that's been projected onto you, and with it being projected onto you, it's more like, you feel like you're fueling the fire every single time. There's actually no need to do that, because I mean, why? If something's not affecting you personally, there's no need to fight everyone's battles for them all the time. And this is something that you do often. And look, I know you do it out of the kindness of your heart, and you have a massive heart, but it's about time you like stood back and did something for you. Because you restrict yourself by being so generous and being so wonderful and saying, you know what, I'll help you, I'll help you, I'll help you, I'll help you. And you just keep helping, which, as I said, is really, really beautiful. But it's now time to stop and go, do you know what? I need to do something for me. I need to sit there and kind of say, I don't like saying stop and smell the roses all the time. It's a really good saying when you've got to pull yourself back to go, do you know what? What do I need to do for me? What can I do that just makes me feel a little bit happier? That's all I want to say to you, because it's almost like that. Some of your days you wake up and you're already carrying this anger every single morning, and the anger is what I want to focus on, because I feel it, and I get tense when I think about you, and I look at, like, when I look at your picture, you have a beautiful soul, and your picture, it projects that, but there's just some anger, and someone has done you some angst there. So I would like you to kind of go, do you know what? I actually don't need that person in my life right now. They can go off and do whatever they want to do. You need to start focusing on you. Yeah. So I hope that helps you, my love. Brilliant to see you on here. Who have I got? Nita. Like and share. Oh, you're gorgeous. Thank you so much. Do you have any messages for me tonight? Well, let me have a look at you. Ooh, okay. Is everybody struggling with a bit of self-worth and a bit of lacking in love? Because it seems to be already a theme that's come through loud and clear with a few of you. And Nita, I want to say to you that please stop and pat yourself on the back for doing so well. You seem to think that you're struggling a little bit, and I know you are, but take the good things out of that struggle. Like, you don't just don't think about all the things that have been a bit rough through it. When things are a bit rough and you focus on the rough seems to feel and be so much worse, if that makes sense. But if you understand that you're going through some rough and times are a bit tough, focus on some of the niceties that are kind of, even though they're very, very tiny, go outside and like, smell a flower, listen to how clear the birds are chirping, just go out there and sit for a moment and come back to you. Because when you come back to you, there's somebody that you're missing. I want to say this, and not a deceased person, somebody that's alive, that seems to be missing from your little world right now. And I know you want to see that person. Excuse me, but it's like, it's not that they're overseas. It's not that they're too busy to catch up with you, because Spirit's jumping in and saying, oh my God, she must feel like she's been abandoned. It's not that. I know parts of you feel like that at times, but it's more about, at this point in time, that person just really can't connect with you at this point in time. So they will, and they will as soon as they can. It seems that they're caught up in a whole lot of stuff themselves, and they need to just kind of go, do you know what? I need to get through this part of my life, and then I'll kind of be back to normal. So sending you love, my sweet. I know I know you kind of feel it at times that there's a little bit of lost there, but also too, just that's jumped in now, I have like an older lady that I want to say to you that wears her hair up, and she wears her hair up quite a lot, but when she puts it down, she actually reminds me of what I would say like a gypsy lady, because the hair is dark and the hair is flowing, and she's got these pretty like earrings, and it just all flows past her face, and it's like that she wants to come in and say, I want to give you a hug. You didn't get a hug before I left. So I hope that resonates with you, because yeah, she just seemed to want to skit in and just show me this beautiful side of her hair. Just, it's wavy and it just kind of falls down here like this, and then I can just see the glimpse of a beautiful earring, but she keeps herself very, very well. And but she's giving me this hug, and she's virtually saying, before she left this realm, that there wasn't time for a hug. So if she's the one that you're missing as well, please know that she's around you, but also to please know that there's something in your room that you actually have from this particular lady, and it's something that you hold dear to your heart. So I really hope that makes sense to you. And yeah, so much love is surrounding you, just unfortunately not being able to physically touch it right now, which is a shame. But yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. Thanks so much, Nita. Let me know how you go with that. Steffi, card for my dad, Javan. How will it be? Okay. So, struggling with a job? I feel that there's okay. I actually feel that he's not prepared. I don't know, that sounds a bit harsh, but Spirit is saying, there needs to be something more. There seems to be something more that he needs to put his focus on before everything will be okay with that. So there's some changes going on, and he hasn't been chosen for a particular reason, that he needs to put more focus into something that he needs to do with that. And I'm also being shown too that some sort of paperwork has not been addressed correctly, and if that has to do with the job too, that could be holding him back a little bit. But at the end of the day, like, I want to say to you, in 6 months' time, he'll be actually very, very happy in a job. And I know I did a general reading for you earlier, and you've jumped in with that other question, but yeah, it seems to be that just a few finer details, and then 6 months down the track, and like, I know that seems like a long time, especially in the times that we are right now, but it seems to be he hasn't finished something, or something hasn't taken place for him to be able to go that one step further with that job. So hope all that makes sense, and maybe have a look at some of that paperwork yourself and see if you can help him or guide him through what needs to be done. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Tracy shared with love. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Stella, if we need to connect with anything later with that past stuff, far too private to be bringing it up onto a platform like here, but happy to help in any way I can. Hello, Anne-Marie. Welcome to you. Always but any guidance. Oh, God bless you. I'm glad all is well. Although there seems to be a bit of a pattern tonight. I'm wondering if Lionsgate and the full moon have just opened up a whole other portal bigger than normal to kind of go, do you know what? Some of you kind of just need to take a breath. I mean, look at it. We've had fires, we've had floods, we've had COVID, we've millions and millions of people are financially strapped, relationship breakdowns. Energy is just flying around like you wouldn't believe. I've been through some turmoil myself, but I'm determined to kind of go, do you know what? It's okay. everything will work out for the better, and everything will be okay. Now, Anne, I just wanted to say to you, my friend, there seems to be with you that apart from COVID, and apart from your day being kind of thrown into a bit of chaos at times, and I want to say 2 days more so than any others, it's more about you're lacking something. Whether it's you're lacking motivation because you're not sleeping 100%. There seems to be a lot of confusion, there's lack of focus, there's all this stuff that seems to be running in my head going, oh my God, this lady just needs to go, oh, and it's almost like I want you to pretend in a way that you're getting all of these problems and going, do you know what? I've got 10 problems going on in my head. I'm just going to pinch my skin and put problem number 1 out there and park it. Grab number 2, park that out there as well, and so on to get all those 10 problems out, and then sit there a bit calmly with yourself and put one back in. Doesn't have to be in order. Grab number 6 and put number 6 back in, because then you can deal with number 6. Yeah, it just seems to be so much confusion, and I guess I want to say it's confusion only because there's so much going on. Like, I don't want to say that you're sitting in a confused state, because you're not. It's more about there is so much going on. Wow, I've just had 3 spirits go through my light. Wow, that's extraordinary. Okay. I'll worry about that a bit later. That's funny. It seems to be, see how I get sidetracked with spirit. Back to you. You're not in a confused state. There is just so much going on and so much that you have to think about. It's time you kind of went back to old school and put some of those things in perspective, because altogether the perspective just goes out the window a bit. So if you can kind of just go, do you know what? It's not as bad as what I'm thinking, because when it's all together, your subconscious is going, you beaut, I'm going to grab hold of this. And that's not what it's all about. Sit back and kind of go, do you know what? One thing at a time I want to look at. And when you do that, it seems that everything just sort of comes into play. So I hope all that helps for you. Anything a bit later, there was something that I felt too with you, with a bit of a I won't call it a trauma, but something in your past flooded with when I had the visit from the 3 spirits. So if you want to touch on that base a little later, we can. Okay, good evening, Kerry. Love a reading on myself and Andrew, as I have told you the story, and I'm on the right path, or am I wasting my time? Kerry. Kerry. Just bear with me a sec. I just want to say hello to a mountains of people that have just jumped on, and to say hello. Marion, Pamela, Sheena, Mina, and Mel. Whew. Sonia, Tony, Lola, Joanne. Oh my God, everyone's just jumping on. Michelle, Rob. Rob, I'm going to address yours actually straight away. I don't think he's jumping the queue. He's asked, when do you see the coronavirus stopping? Do you know what? I could be sitting here being the world famous John Edwards, and there is no response from the spirit world about when it's going to stop. And I have to be very, very clear with that. Why? Because spirit and Mother Nature and Mother Earth cannot control everything and how it's spreading and how it's going around. We cannot even predict. I would like it to finish tomorrow. I would like to say safely 6 months. I would like to say by Christmas that everybody can enjoy Christmas. But Rob, in all seriousness, as I said, I could be the world famous John Edwards, and nobody would have a date and a particular outcome for when coronavirus is going to leave, Australia and leave all the other countries as well, as, because it really is, and it depends. It's an active virus, so it's not a dead cell virus. It's an active virus. So an active virus can go on its merry way and be gone, or it can stay around because it's being transmitted to even to plant nature, even to millions of human beings. So with all due respect, I really can't answer that question any further. Okay, back to Kerry, and I mean that with the greatest respect to Rob. There was no intent behind that. It's just something that's we have been asked numerous times, and it's like when someone says, what are the lotto numbers? It's impossible. That sort of stuff we don't touch, and we're not going to because we can't. All right, so Kerry, are you wasting your time? Do you know what? I think you've asked me this question a few times over a short period of time, and I'm actually not going to draw any cards on this one, because I'm hearing loud and clear from Spirit. You two, in a way, are kind of chalk and cheese. If you weren't around one another, it would be, even like in friendship I'm talking about, your worlds wouldn't be the same. And I know sometimes it's really frustrating because you think, one step forward, but 20 steps back all the time. And that seems to be the case with you, that you feel like you get closer to him and the shield comes up, and then you're back in your unit, you're back to, not really seeing him for a few days. And this back and forth stuff goes on all the time. I want to say to you that he is a really, really good person. Do I see you actually living, as a couple? I actually don't. And I mean that with the greatest respect, but I do know that each and every day, because do you know what? I have to say it, and it's probably the wrong platform, Kerry, to say it, but I need to because Spirit's coming with it loud and clear. He has a lot of stuff going on with himself, and some stuff, unfortunately, you don't even know about. And given the fact that you don't know about that, that's probably the frustration in you about why he can't move forward with certain things, and that he doesn't speak certain ways or doesn't give you sometimes the right communication where you kind of you feel like you're floundering. And it's more about that there's some deep, I have to say deep dark secrets, but not secrets as such, if you understand what I mean. It's sort of like something deep with him that he's withholding, that he's not actually sharing that with anybody. And because he's hanging on to that for whatever reason, I don't know why he would want to hang on to it, because you're an extremely trustworthy person, but it seems to be that it worries him and it scares him to actually open his heart, because I think that he's been crushed a few times. And I also believe there's been something around alcohol a long time ago, not necessarily himself, but with others. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I actually don't think you're wasting your time, and I have to be clear on that, because I think the two of you together are such kind souls. You're very gentle with one another. There is just this bounce off all the time that is a bit unexplainable. And I think that if he if he woke up one day and said, you know what, I trust you enough and I'm going to just sit there and woof, open up my heart and give you everything, I think by then you'll actually understand exactly where he's been all this time. If you want to wait for that, then please do. I know you're not going anywhere quickly. But yeah, I just seem to think there's just that's something that he just doesn't want to disclose. And I actually wouldn't push him. If I had him in front of me, if he didn't want to talk to me, I actually wouldn't push him on the matter. I would wait until he was totally comfortable to be able to share that with me, and in your case, like, share it with you. So I hope that's kind of helped the situation, and kind of cleared up a bit of doubt in your head that I think that you feel that you just want to stop and give up, but I'm hearing no. Please don't give up at this point. So Kerry, I hope that helps, and please let me know. Okay, Rebecca. Love my husband. Just hope you'll be okay. All right. Rebecca. I'm not. Okay. I'm not feeling. I'm actually not feeling there's anything wrong with such, Rebecca. Love my husband. Hope he will be okay. Do you know what? Sorry, okay. Now I'm more across it. Sorry, there was just a couple of spirits that was just saying two totally different, two opposite things in my ear, and it wasn't actually making sense to me, but now it does. There seems to have been an upheaval in your relationship with hubby, more around. I want to say actually some recovery on something. So either you've been, no, I think it's him. I think there's something has gone on with his health. And I'm being shown like one past him as well. So his mum or his dad, there's a huge circle around health, where I want to say that you have been separated for a little bit, and then you kind of wondered if everything was going to be okay. So I feel like he's been taken out of the mix for a little bit, and then you've kind of had to not flounder, but you've had to kind of go, do you know what? Where do I actually stand? There's some, I want to say to you with the greatest respect, there's been some words and some sentences that have been said that really aren't 100% true. And yeah, that seems to have, again, caused some angst. It's caused some, what is spirit trying to tell me? Because they're hanging onto my shoulders, and they don't want to shake me, but they're kind of hanging on to me saying, just stop, just stay put, is what I'm getting there. There's nothing to be worried about. There's nothing that makes me want to say that, pack your bags and go. And also too, like I also want to share with you that, the relationship still has potential to move forward a little bit stronger. So spirit is pointing out that if you have, and I know it seems very, very simple, and it's a very basic thing to come back to have date nights with inside your own home. That seems that seems to be. I shouldn't be laughing because it seems to be really important to reconnect with one another. Spirit is virtually saying you're not connecting like you used to. There's something going on there where you're not disclosing. I want not disclosing as much as what you used to. You're not talking in ways where you would normally the conversation would flow. There's a bit of upheaval there. But apart from that, like I think everything's fine. Like I don't feel like I'm cold. I don't feel like I have to move anywhere. I'm not getting those sensations at all. What I am actually getting is more of a sensation of when you have this better line of communication with one another, that it's like your heart opens up again and your heart is refreshed and you feel refreshed and you kind of go, this, what was I thinking? Because this is all still good. So I hope that makes sense. And just let me know how you go. Thanks, Rebecca. Hello, gorgeous Marion. I haven't seen you for ages, you beautiful soul. I think you've sent me a question further down, so I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Beautiful to see you. Oh my God, there's so many people saying hello. Whew. This is so, so sweet. So, so sweet. Vicalicious is there, just towards the bottom at this point, but I'll get back to you. We're going steady here. We're going steady. Okay. So I've now got the beautiful Pamela. Oh my God, I love this picture, Pamela. And I haven't seen you. Pamela was a bit of a cruise buddy. Look at all YBF girls. We had some fun on those. If you've ever been on a cruise ship and you see 100 girls, like 100 women running around with tiaras and red feather boas, like that was just the best fun. The best fun. 100 women. And YBF is it's a beautiful cosmetic company overseas who come to Australia and put their products on TVSN. And Stacey, if you're watching, a big shout out to you. And Alison, who's given birth to Bubby Alex, all going well there. Beautiful women who do so much to empower other women, and I have a very close connection with them in empowering others at the same time. So thank you to those ladies. Now, Pamela, what's going on with you, my love? You seem to have your hands tied. You seem to be not being able to put something down to go over here to do something else. So I hope that makes sense to you. It's like your hands are bound. And that's the first thing that Spirit showed me when I was talking about like cruise stuff. It's a blockage, it's a stoppage for you to sort of say, well, hang on a minute, I'm scared. I don't want to take that, jump over there. I don't feel comfortable over there. I'm not sure where I'm going over there. These are the things that are kind of holding you back. This is the little bit of negativity that wants to go, do you know what? I've got her and I'm going to keep her in this mode. And you have done so much since I actually saw you on the cruise, because that's a few years ago now. And some of the things in your life has just totally changed, and for the better. Like everything's changed for the better. But now I get that you've come to a point where something's happened work-wise, where you're just like crawling. There's something that's stopping you going, do you know what? I want to go for that over there. But if I go for that over there and I don't get it, I've lost this back here. That's how it feels to me. So, but I am actually here to say, please take that leap of faith and go over there, because over there seems to be where you need to be. So what you think is better for you back here doesn't seem to be very, what I would say, very fruitful for you later, if that makes sense. So I get the gist, and I've been told by Spirit, you need to jump and you need to take that leap of faith and kind of go, do you know what? What's the worst thing that can happen? I think back here would be here regardless. Like, I don't think you would lose back here if you took that jump and go, because I'm not getting shown anything that's final where it's finished. But you need to be more confident within yourself to say, do you know what? I know I can do over there. And if it takes me to give you that little push tonight to go over there, then so be it. And I think that's why we connected tonight. It's just going to take you a little bit of, I guess, that little bit of kick up the bum, excuse my French, for you to go, do you know what? I'm going to give that a try. So, and I really hope you do, because the cards are telling me that although you think at times that you've got competition in some of your work-related stuff, you don't. It's what you're perceiving yourself. It's you allowing your subconscious to think that, that you're in competition with other, but I don't see that competition there. So I see, and I think that's actually what's been holding you back, where you can kind of go, do you know what? Even if I was in competition with somebody, what does it matter? Don't focus on that. Focus on who you are and what you bring to the table, because what you bring to the table is the most important thing. When we go into self-doubt, we don't take those leaps of faith because we're too scared, but we never know. Like, if we don't take them, we're never going to know. And we will sit here and continue to believe that we're not good enough. Do you know what I mean? That will, that will come a cropper with you now, and even a bit further down the track. Like, I'm even seeing, like, even 2 years down the track, there'll be something else again where you don't want to do that jump. But again, I need to say, please do that jump, because you'll be so glad you did. Yeah. And let me know, Pamela, how you go with that. I'd really appreciate that. Hello, Sheena. Okay. My gorgeous little Marion. Oh my God, I miss you. I haven't seen you for so long. Mind, Body, Spirit festivals with running around, pinching one another. We haven't done that for a while. Oh, I miss you. Okay. I would love some insight into relationship romance. Oh, I can't believe you're currently single, but hey, recently single too. COVID-19, and I tell you what, care factor, I'm riding the wave at the moment, and I hope you can ride the wave as well, my love. And for anyone who doesn't know, Marion is one of my fellow psychic colleagues, who does a brilliant job and comes along at Mind, Body, Spirit festivals. Now, I please don't think I'm having a crack at you, because that is the last thing I want to do. But it seems to be that someone has said something. Someone has said something to you or about you that you've heard, that you've kind of put a stop on yourself. And it's really hard for me to say that at times you've stopped believing in yourself, because you're a wonderful psychic. You know stuff. You're authentic, and you do wonderful things with astrology. And I think at times it's more like you can't read yourself, or that, with all due respect, with that you don't want to take on that little bit of probably pain when I say that you've lost some confidence in you. Shine, shine. Whatever you've heard, or whatever little doubt that you have in your head, please knock it off your head. I can't say it any other way, because it is doing you more harm than good. I have with you luck. I have cards that are saying, that if you just look past, and I need to look past Christmas. So we're coming into kind of May, June. I know that sounds a long way away, but May, June, things open up. Things are more fresher. Things are more viable for you to be going out and exploring. I'm not hearing going out and meeting new people. I'm actually hearing going out and exploring. So if you go out and explore, exploring to me means new people, new surroundings, and a new wave of people that come in and welcome you for the beauty that you are. And I mean that with so much respect. And I know it seems like a long way away, but in hindsight, there is absolutely no possible chance for anyone really meeting a new person right now. And if you did, you can't elaborate on anything because of all these restrictions. You can't have a new person in your home. You can't have a new person sit right next to you in a restaurant. You can't hold a new person's hand. So all this stuff, bit of a damper on it, but I wanted to clarify that, because May, June just sounded so long away, but it's going to take that amount of time before you can go out and explore. And it's once you go exploring that new things come to you. So I hope that little bit helps you, my love. Please, at any time, if you need me to clarify anything, or if you need a hand with something, please give me a call. I'm happy to help you any way I can. Mina, hello, gorgeous. Anne Morrison. Any messages for me? Why didn't that come up? Tracy, thank you for validating. I understand. And yeah, and I'm glad you understood as well. Thank you for that validation. You'll be fine, my love. Like, seriously, Tracy, you will be fine. Okay. Anne. Ooh, Anne. Oh, you got a decision that you haven't made. You've been sitting on it for a while, and you're not being not being short and sharp and making that decision. And without making the decision, your whole life seems to be like, not thrown into turmoil, but it's more about bit chaotic, bit unbalanced, a bit of running here, there, and everywhere, with not what are they saying? With not completing everything when you're running from to and from, you're not completing things when you get to these other places. So I mean, that's just what they said in my ears, so I'm not sure where the relevance on that is, but it seems to also be too that you take on a lot. You seem to be the strength of the family. You seem to have everybody come to you for advice, which can be a great thing, because it means that what you have to give in advice or wisdom or clarification or whatever is solid and it's good, so people trust it. But it's also too about time that people kind of understood that you need a bit of break from that too, and you need to take some of your own advice sometimes, and kind of go, do you know what? Sometimes I may have to say, sorry, I'm busy, or sorry, I'm just about to walk out the door, because it seems to overtake. And there seems to be what I get shown sometimes when you want to help someone, that, your dinner ends up cold, you don't end up getting dinner. So your balance in life is kind of a bit thrown out there. And as much as I adore what Spirit shows me is your kind heart in being able to do this, it is time to also to do some nice things for yourself. Doesn't have to be much. Doesn't have to be elaborate, just enough for you to go, do you know what? I just need to sit back and kind of just try and reevaluate also too why you're kind of running to and fro. But Spirit said earlier that you're not completing things when you get to these A, B, C's and D's. Like, you get to A and do half, and then run to B and do half, and then run to C, and by the time you get back to A, like, you've it's kind of gone. So Spirit is showing me that, and to me, that's where you're being pulled from pillar to post with no real clarification on finishing anything. So, but I don't want you to feel like you can't finish anything, because you can. You can finish things. It's just right now that seems to be so much going on that you're not taking a breather for yourself. So I hope you do that, and I hope that makes sense for you. Okay. Hello, Heather. What are you ready for? Heather's ready for anything. God love her. Oh, Kerry, you look like my mum, as I feel very close to you. Kerry, is that a compliment? How old's your mum? I mean that with respect. I get told one day I look a bit like Joan Collins, even though I'm bigger than Joan Collins. But I have the face apparently and the nounce that she has at times. I get told, what was the other one? I was the other famous person. It's gone out of my head right now. Elizabeth Taylor. That's the other one. And I kind of shake my head, going, no. I'm just me. Don't compare me to anybody. I'm just me. But very kind of you to say that I look like your mum, and that you're drawn to me. Very lovely. Now, Heather, good things are coming for you. You're again, it seems to be the same sort of role that everyone is hesitant. Has COVID put everybody in a spin where they're not hesitant to speak up and say what they believe they're worth, or they can't go to their boss and explain that they're not doing enough, or they feel like they can do so much more? Heather, with you, it seems to be that you feel like you can't speak your voice, which is a bit unlike you, I think. But also too, with you, I get that there's excuse me, there's movement. It's actually not with work, it's home. Spirit is saying that your surroundings will change. And if that's the case, before Christmas, you'll have different surroundings. So that came through at the virtually that last minute came through with that when I was saying a bit about your work. But it is time that you did speak up too, and even around the home and friends, just allow your voice to be heard. There's a lot of times that you feel you feel like you can't speak up, and I laugh because I just know that you can, and I know that you have. I know that you have the nous to do it. I know that you have the strength to do it, and I know that you would also say it in a way like myself, where I'm very straightforward with things, but I also say everything with love behind it, and I never say anything with malice. But yeah, it's just go with that. Go with that flow of speaking how you do normally to your to your loved ones and your family members. Speak like that with people at work because there's changes there as well. But I actually saw more movement around home rather than work. But if you speak your truth in your work, work will shift for you as well. Okay. If anyone if anybody would like to housework in liking and sharing the live feed, so it will help. Sometimes when other people watch it, even if they watch it after it's been live, some readings for others has often helped those people as well as so. And I feel that that's really, really important, and especially in these times of COVID, that people sometimes just if they don't have a computer or they couldn't have access to something right this moment, then liking and sharing the page would be beautiful. So I'm just going to cover my face a minute. Marion, God love you, thank you for your reading, it was absolutely spot on. I have been going to okay all right, my love, thank you for the beautiful feedback. And yeah, as I said, anytime you want to have a chat, no problem. No problem. Let me just take you back off there. I like how she's called me a gem. I'm such a diamond. Maybe I'm a rough diamond. Maybe I don't know. I'm just being silly now because I can be. Okay, who have I got next? Mina, thank you for sharing my page. I saw that earlier. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. I do greatly appreciate it. As I said, even sharing the page while it's live. Some people, as I said, when they watch it later, they get they can normally draw some energy out of some of the readings for themselves because it can gel with them. Now, you, my sweet, wow, have I got a mixed bag with you? I don't know whether I actually want to say it all on here. But I'm going to say what I can because some of it seems quite private, and I don't know whether you want me to air a majority of it on here. But I feel like I'm going to put myself in. I'm going to put myself in your shoes for a moment, and this is how I feel. Like I feel like I've lost a few people. I feel like I'm not going to get those people back. I feel like nobody has time for me, and I feel like I've lost someone really close that I never thought I would. But at the other side of that, I also see that you blossom. So I'm not going to get upset about what I feel that you have lost or what I feel that others have done to you, because I actually want to say to you, if people have done that to you in the past, and I am talking past, if people have done that to you in the past, you certainly can't change the past. I have a very good tattoo on my arm that says acknowledge, accept, release, and that's about acknowledging that, yeah, past is past, we can't change the past, but we accept whether we played a part in that happening to us or we accept that we didn't. And with whatever we accept, whether we're taking responsibility or whether we're accepting that we played no part in that happening to us, we're able to release that from our system very, very easily. 3 words, it sounds very simple, but it's such a deep, meaningful healing process. And I just want to say to you that whatever has gone on, there's no need to hang on to it. The transformation for you is just around the corner, but I need you to kind of go, do you know what? I have to put the past in the past and I have to leave it there, but I'm acknowledging that it took place because it did. I can't change that. And I say that with the greatest respect. But it's also too, by keeping it back there and going, do you know what? I'm acknowledging it, but I just don't want to carry the burden about it anymore. It's releasing it enough for you to go, do you know what? I'm okay. I'm ready for this new journey. I'm ready. Take this weekend of Lionsgate in making all that happen, like, closing doors and opening up new ones and allowing those new ones to open the minute you close, the other doors. This is where you need to kind of go, yes, it's my time. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and now I'm going to go around and do it. Yeah. Because it just seems that this is what's going on. And I know that you wanted to know about love and finances, but Spirit always directs me in the most important things that you need to know right now. And if the most important thing that you need to know right now is about you surviving and moving past and being able to open up, that will bring you more joy, that will bring you more love, and that will bring you more abundance. But you have to believe. You have to believe that you can do this, and you have to stop believing in the other people who don't want to tell you truth, or if they don't want to be by your side to weather good and bad. Do you know what I mean? So, with respect, there's people that are in our lives that are around us when everything's good, and they might run a mile when something goes wrong, but then there's others that stay when things go wrong. And it's those people that stay that mean the most. And if anyone has an opinion, it's their opinion that should matter, because they stay through, sunshine and rain is what I say. But yeah, that's what you just need to focus on for you. And I feel everything will be fine. I really do. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and let me know how that goes. I'm just gonna scroll down the bottom and see if there's anything there. And Morrison, makes sense. My job definitely has me running flat out and very hard to complete things. Okay, you just need to stop and work out what is important in your role, to kind of go, yes, I need to do this, or I need to do that, or try and get some of them completed is what I want to say there. Yeah. Because when you complete them, you'll actually feel better about it yourself. Okay. Okay. Mel Jane, first time viewing, would love a message or mediumship, please, and thank you. No problem, Mel. Let me have a look for you. Oh, you've had a bit of a loss around you too. But I feel yours is with work. I feel there's been some changes, and I want to say some new structure being put in place, some new rules, some new procedures, some new not doing things how you used to is what's coming through there. But I also want to say to you that someone has come back in your life of late too, but I only want to take that back probably about a month and a half, where someone where someone from past has come back in and jumped in and kind of go, where have you been? And you're like, oh, I've been here all the time. But it's more about them being away and them kind of going on their little journey before they come back. But the sadness I see in your first connection is that, and please universe, don't make this a theme for the night, but there's things wrong with the way you think about yourself. I can't sugarcoat that, because yourself and a few others tonight, it's when you doubt yourself and doubt your ability, you end up squashing your own self-confidence. If I listened to what everyone said about me half the time, my own mother said I, couldn't do what I do. She said I couldn't do TV either because I was too fat for TV. And you know what? If I actually took that on board, I mean, seriously, would I be doing what I still do today? You just don't take on board people's negativity like that. People say it out of people do say some things sometimes out of malice, and they're deliberate, but you don't need those people in your life. And I just think with you that some people have kind of knocked you on your journey in the last, and I want to actually say 2 years. It seems to be coming through like, 2 years. 2 years where your subconscious has kind of listened to a lot of things, and you've taken a lot of things to heart, and sometimes sometimes some of these people actually haven't meant it. Sometimes some people are pointing out something to you, and they mean everything with the greatest respect, but that's come out the wrong way. So you've got those sorts of people as well. So the friends that have stuck around through thick and thin with you, they're the ones that have probably said something a few times that's come out the wrong way. But there's been a few that I want to say, you don't no longer serves being in your life if they can't treat you with the utmost respect. Friends who can't treat you with respect, not worth having around. Some people don't understand what I do, and if they don't believe what I do, that's okay. But if they want to understand it, then that's fine. I will try and talk to them about it. But if they don't want to understand it and don't want to be involved with me because of what I do, then I can't help that. I really can't. I'm not going to stop doing what I know I can do very well, what I know I'm passionate about, just because someone doesn't understand what I do. Do you know what I mean? So you're kind of in the same boat. Sometimes with your work, people don't understand what you're capable of, and people sometimes criticize. So that needs to be swung around to go, do you know what? That person might be a little bit selfish, or they might be a little bit, what is the word? Just gone from my tongue now. It's like they could be a little bit jealous of your capabilities. So they're a little bit insecure with themselves. So the way they handle that is project the wrong thing out to you. So I hope that makes sense to you. And Mel, thank you for being here for the first time. I will be doing this every Saturday night from 8 p.m. And of course, you'll find me here every week. But you can also connect with me privately. My website is Mystique, MSTIQUE.net. Anyone can connect with me privately and have a complete reading with me. Kerry, I haven't scrolled down enough to see if you have see if you've answered my question on is it a good thing or a bad thing I look like your mum. Okay, Sonia. Hi, I'm feeling lost. Where is forward from here? Okay. Okay. Sonia, where is forward from here? Sorry, I was just scrolling for a minute before I get into yours, because yours is a bit deep. So, Sonia, where is forward from here? I have to say to you, you seriously have to close off whatever's going on in your life to be able to move forward. You have to bring something to a halt for your own sake, for your own confidence level, for your own self-worth. Bring whatever it is that's causing you some pain at this point in time to a halt. You be in charge of it. You be in control of it. Therefore, you're calling the shots. And as much as it still will be sad, you need to go, do you know what? I need that to be completed before I can move forward with what I want to do. Because it seems to be back here, what you're not ending and what you're not completing back here is actually stopping you from moving forward. Spirit shows me that very clearly. You can't have this opened behind here and have all the negativity that flows from that to then try and open this door in front here and expect the energy to max. Do you know what I mean? It won't flow. The energy won't flow together, and therefore that would cause more angst. So Spirit is saying very clear, close that door behind here. Regardless if it hurts or not, you need to close that door behind here for you to able to open the door in front of you. When you do that, to me sometimes an ending is painful, and an ending can be sad, and it can zap our energy. And if you need, like, a couple of days for that, negative energy to get out of your system, that's okay. There's no rules. Everybody is different. Everybody deals with things. Everybody, even grief, we all deal with it all different ways. You're an individual. And and even though you're in charge of ending whatever it is, it's still going to hurt. And Spirit tells me that's why you actually don't want to take that role. You don't want to, but then I want to say to you, if you don't want to take that role, then you're allowing others to squash you even further before you kind of go, do you know what? I can't handle this anymore. By the time you go, I can't handle this anymore, you're actually deeper in to it, and it will actually hurt more. So I'd like you to kind of sit and reevaluate some things and kind of go, do you know what? How am I actually feeling? How can I be in charge of this myself? Because when you do take control of your own feelings and do start, if to me there's so much going on in here. And for you, I think you'd be a person for pen and paper. With so much going on in here, start writing down all the things that are going on, and please only deal with them one at a time. Because when you can do that, there's like, to me, there's like 20 things going on up here where I'm just going, even myself, I'm going, oh my God, like, how do I deal with all that? So it even overwhelms me a little bit to think of that. So if you can do that and work through one at a time, you will understand then what I mean by this door here has to, and you take control in closing that door so you can open the door in front of you. Because when you do, the card in front of me says that, when you do, your self-worth comes back into play, but your heart seems to flourish again. And when your heart flourishes, that doesn't always mean that, Mr. Right's around the corner, but at least your heart is pumping again and it's flourishing because it's starting to feel good. Because at the moment it doesn't feel very good. So I hope that helps. And if you, again, yours is pretty in depth. So if ever you want a personal reading, like please contact me and we can go from there. Hello, Tony, my love. Hope you are well. Thank you for popping in. Need light. Okay. Thank you. That'd be great if you could. I'd really like to know. Lola, good evening. I hope you're well. Joanne, I hope you're well too. Jojo, hello, Mystic. Hello. Michelle, my sweet. How's things? Loving the pictures of your new cat. Adorable. Okay. Sheena, I love your energy. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate that. Jojo, back again. It had been a little crazy this year. Yes, it's been a little crazy for a lot of people this year. It's certainly been an eye opener to me for many things. I'm sure most of your viewers might, entertain me in some of your stories as well. But it's like a lot of people's true colors are being shown. So people that may have been, I don't know, people who you thought may have been wonderful, their true colors under all this COVID stuff, where it tests people to the waters. I don't see a lot of people handling a few things very well. And if that's because it's unusual and because they've been thrown in the deep end themselves, that's okay. But they also need to still respect other human beings. So I've just found that there's a lot of people that their true colours have kind of really flown with this COVID. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there's also been a lot of people who have come out of their shell that need to need to express themselves more to actually be heard. Otherwise they feel like they're just sinking at home, if that makes sense. So there's been good and bad with COVID, but yeah, Jojo, what I feel with you is that there's and I will say it's not current, but there's been like drama around you. There's other people that have brought dramas into your world and kind of swept you up on those dramas, and part of you at first wanted to be involved to help, and then when you want to take a step back, it seems that you're engrossed in all this drama, and it seems to have followed you to a degree, is what I want to say there. But at the other side of it, though, I feel that some of these people who have brought that into you have also seen and looked at you as if to say, do you know what, you portray this this strong and this powerful sense. Your energy is quite strong, but I feel your energy is strong because you've had to make yourself being that way from past. And I really don't want to touch on too much of the part, like the childhood past stuff at this point in time, because it is a public forum, and I feel that's a bit personal. And if you want to speak to me later, that's fine. But I sense that you've grown and you've developed your own strength to be able to handle things because you had to from childhood. There was something that went on in your childhood that you thought, you know what, it's either sink or swim. And you decided to swim because you just didn't want to sink. And to me, that strength is just built and built. And to me, like, I teach people the inner warrior, and you've kind of made yourself understand the inner warrior from a young age, and you've brought that out yourself to go, do you know what? I need her to guide me and to get me through all this stuff. And I feel that you are through a lot of it, but I feel there's some traits of it left behind. And it's with those traits that have left behind that has caused you to kind of have things that repeat. There's repeat patterns that seem to happen with you. So, you know, if you haven't been lucky in love, and the reason why, you know, you haven't been lucky in love, it's kind of, you know, like 3 years later it's happened again, but it's also happened like the person's told you the same reason. So things seems to repeat themselves. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you do some healing on yourself from the past, childhood stuff through to now, I feel if you release or like all that, the things are going to be so much better for you, because you will focus a lot more on you. You'll focus and understand who you are as a human being, but also too, you know, you bring happiness comes into you, and you don't go, excuse me, you don't go searching for it. It comes to you. So I'm really pleased that that happiness automatically comes to you, but that would be you clearing out the old to welcome in the new. So I really hope that helps you. And yeah, if of course, any of the other stuff, if it needs to be addressed, please let me know. Hello, Lee, my little friend. How are you? We'll be catching up very soon, my love. I need to get you in here. Lots going on around you, that's for sure. That is for sure. Okay. Let me have a look on. Lee, you haven't asked for a question, but I need to. Spirit is telling me that you do need to be told something tonight. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, sweetheart. Look, you are such a woman of substance. You are, you know, you're such a powerhouse in your own right. At times you really don't give yourself a lot of credit for what you do. I know you do when things are good. I know you're a person that doesn't have an ego, and that you know and you understand how you can pat yourself on the back when things are going right. But there has been a bit of an upheaval with you. Look, your girls are great, and I want to say little intuitive little angels that they are as well, because they are intuitive, as are you to a degree. But you you still doubt what you hear in your gut. There are times when you know really want to go with the flow with it, and you do at times. But then there's other times when you just put this stop and say, no, that doesn't feel right. I can't do that. It's not me. And you don't do it. And it's that point that I want to say that stops you from progressing so much further in what you do. And your line of work in what you do, like I see at the moment that you've kind of gone so far with something and you've kind of stopped. And I just actually don't know why you've stopped, because to me, it's like someone who, this is going to sound horrible. It's someone who needs recognition for something, but that's not you, because you don't need, you don't need all the accolades in the world for what you do. It'd be nice to get some, but you're not a person who needs that as such. But it seems to whatever you've put a stop to is because you're waiting for someone to say it's okay to proceed. So instead of you kind of flowing like you normally do with just going with it, it seems that you've stopped on something because you need someone else to participate, or you need someone else to come into the mix and kind of give you some guidance on that, which I feel is really weird with you, because I've known you for many years, and I just know that when you have something and when you want to do something, you run with it. You run with it, and I don't know I just don't know what's holding you back. It's like you're not trusting fully in yourself right now. And look, I know with the week leading up to the full moon and stuff like that, I know, your brother's anniversary and your brother's life is never far from my mind every time I see your picture. And I have said to you in the past that there's nothing more that you could have done at the time. But draw on his strength and the power of belief that he had in you, if that makes sense, from when you were young. And he did have that power of knowing that you were, that you were good at what you do. And just don't let others come and interfere with that, because, I just feel a little bit of that's gone on, my love. And I want to touch on that more with you another time. Hello, Tinkerbell, my gorgeous little one. I hope you're well. Stella, I wish I could see your spirits. I'd be like having company. Not be lonely. Oh, sweetheart, please don't be lonely. You have the most gorgeous dogs around you. Stella has huge, huge dogs. Every time I see her pictures of her dogs, they are ginormous dogs, but they are so lovable and they are so adorable. And yes, they're like your children, Stella. And I adore all your doggy pictures. And you're not alone. There are people there to connect with you when you're ready. I just don't think that you've given them a chance, because I think that you're holding yourself back for other reasons. But we'll touch on that again. Okay, Jojo, I reckon it will last longer than a year or slow down, but still out there. Look, Jojo, in all seriousness, it may. I mean, they've got a flu vaccine, but we all get the flu nearly every year. Like, will COVID ever go? Maybe not, but the hysteria around it and all this sort of stuff needs to slow down, because at the end of the day, the flu is still out there, even though there's been a flu vaccination for a very long time. And, anyone who's like myself, I'm allergic to the flu shot, so I can actually not have it. Yet I've had pneumonia the last 2 years running. So if I get COVID, I'm gone like a dinner, which is why I've kind of done everything in my power to keep myself safe, as well as, keep others safe, in, not being around an area that's a hotspot. And look, later on, if there's a vaccine that kind of can control it to a degree like the flu vaccine can, then so be it. But we've all got to put things in perspective. Yes, overseas it's killed hundreds of thousands of people, and it's so sad. It's so sad when it's taken young ones. But if we all just did our bit and just try to just roll with it, it's something new. The flu is about, as I said, there's flu vaccinations, but everyone can still get the flu, and I just think we just have to put it in perspective. And I mean that with respect. I'm not anti anything. I'm not judgmental. In fact, I'm the most open person you'll find. That was just my opinion, and I actually often say to people, everybody's entitled to an opinion, and everybody has an opinion, but it's what you do with that opinion that matters. So I certainly don't say anything with any judgment or any malice whatsoever. It's just my opinion. So yeah. But we'll see, and I just hope there's more people that get better on the scope of that. Now, Tinker, my love, there's so much going on with you. My goodness, you're being pulled from one direction to another. You need to make some decisions, my love. I say that with respect. There is so much. How can I say this without sounding weird? There's so much what if, could if, should if, maybe. There's too much of that going on. When we talk like that, we're just creating more drama in our own minds with it. Because we're trying to preempt things that aren't 100% there. And if we live for the moment, or if we live in today's world, which is living for today, then we're not putting all those what ifs in our mind. But you seem to have so much up here of, what if I go do that? Or what if I can't do that? Oh, but what if I go and do that on top of that? And that'll make that one work. And if I go do that. So your mind is just way too much going on there. And I'm not a lover of what ifs, because what ifs just create too much adrenaline, and they create too much negativity, where You know, there's no need for all these what ifs. Your world has taken a 180, if that's the way of saying it. And it's kind of at times your life has been upheaval to the degree where you didn't think it was going to get any better. But it did. It did because you had faith in actually putting things in perspective. And I think for a while, you've kind of gone off that a bit. And I know there's someone close to you that you've lost. And you know, I'm sorry from all my heart for that. And I know goodness. It's going to sound weird, but I know goodness will come from that. I know more kindness will come from that. I know you're doing something to help that, and that is brilliant. At the end of the day, though, we do have to come back to you, your family, your friends, your children, because at the end of the day, when you're not having all this angst going on all the time, and you really start slowing down and focusing and really focusing and getting some clarity on where you need to go. And I think you've already started it, but I think that you've kind of stopped it for a moment because something else came in the spanner. But reward is coming your way because I also have the destiny card with you. So everything will work out for the better. But bring that extra belief back into you and get rid of some of that anger, because some of that anger is kind of twisting some of your good thoughts to some bad thoughts. Good to bad, good to bad, good to bad. And again, that's kind of, messing with your mind a little bit there too. So, Spirit is very clear tonight in letting me know, excuse me, what kind of things are going on in people's minds, and how they want to say valuing themselves. And I think, Tinker, you've been through the ringer and back, but I see a very good upside for you as long as you keep believing in you and keep pushing through those boundaries, but not so many what ifs, please, because yes, it's just not doing you any good. It's really not. And yeah, I'm just feeling a bit fatigued with that one because there seems to be too much going on. What have I got down here? Donna, hello Donna, my gorgeous friend from way back. Way back. Oh, Lee's just jumped in. Will my niece be okay? Yes, she will. I never felt anything bad as I was tuned into you. Nothing bad at all. So I think that's all good there. Might be a bit of a rough time for a while, but on the greater scope of it, I think everything will be fine. Okay. Sonia, I've already done one reading for you. I'm just going to, I know you've popped up this other question here. The reading I did for you, Spirit was already jumping in with some comments for you, but I'll come back to that if I have time. Miller, love reading, please, between me and my Sagittarius guy. I like Sagittarius guys. They got a bit of clout behind them. Maybe because the half man, half horse. I don't know. They got Sagittarius men, because I'm on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius, and I say things as they are. Sagittarius men can be all or nothing. Most Sagittarius men, though, are pretty much all. It's the power they kind of have behind their stance, but mostly not with arrogance. Vicky, I'll get to you shortly. As Tash, I saw Tash, so you were there as well, and I'll certainly get to, because I know you guys have shared. I'll get to you as soon as I can, among with many other comments that are just now again jumping on, going crazy. And that's okay. It's very lovely of you. If you can like and share the page, that'd be fantastic, because some people on other pages that aren't tuned in will can gain some insight from other people's readings. That would be wonderful to help as many people as we can, especially in the time of need through COVID and people just being a bit unwell and stuff like that. That'd be fantastic if you can. Milu, okay. Okay. I've actually got to say to you, prior to this, gentleman, your heart was hurt. And hurt in a way where I feel that you haven't possibly opened up your heart enough for this man, and that's okay in the first instance. But I feel that everything is so okay. As I was saying with Sagittarius men, they're all or nothing, and I feel that he's giving his all to you in that regard. But parts of because your heart has been hurt before, it's then kind of going, do you know what, I'm a little bit scared to give everything at the moment. And yeah, that's just what I feel there, that you're kind of going, oh, but what if it all happens again? And again, this is another what if, because I just don't feel that there's that hurt in the gentleman. I don't feel there's negativity. I feel that there's fun, and I feel there's trust. Although I do feel that at this point in time that you don't have 100% trust. And again, I come back to your heart being hurt previously, but also too, when you have doubts and a bit of trust with someone, what that does also too is squash your ability to hear your own intuition. So if you can kind of go, do you know what, I feel okay with him, and I think that everything is going to be okay. When you start thinking that, part of that trust will automatically go towards him, but also too, you'll start to hear how your intuition will tell you when you're on the right path. Your intuition will come into play and it'll come in line with your heart. There'll be some healing done with your heart. And when your heart starts to heal, you open up more. And when you open up more, relationship gets tighter. So that's what I feel there for you. And I just feel that because of just because of the heart being a little bit squashed from previous, allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to sit there and go, do you know what, him and I are really good together, why am I holding back? Don't let it slip by you, because when you do, you look back and go, why did I do that? Because to me, he has really good energy. He has strength. He has power, but not ego. So to me, he's a really good mix. So yeah, if you can learn to gently open that heart a bit more, and when you do open the heart a bit more, it just flows. It flows a lot more natural, and it will feel a lot better for you. So I really hope that helps you, my love. Please let me know how you go, and let me know if that resonated with you. Okay. Joanne, any messages for me from Spirit? Okay, I've just had a card fly out. I've had another one just fly out. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's have a look. Whew. Okay. Apart from the cards flying out, which is things are really, because you got the card of abundance. So the queen, the queen is here. The queen has arrived, and the queen enables you to put everything in perspective and kind of go, do you know what, I really am on the right path. But I want to say to you too, I have like I don't know if he's actually your dad or your granddad, because he presents himself as an older man, but he has a really like youngish way about him, if that makes sense. And coming through with virtually saying, stop. I can't say that. Spirit always just does some really weird things. Anyway, stop throwing yourself to the wolves is what he wants to tell me, and stand up for you. Stand up for you. Stand up for what you believe in, because your voice has already been heard, and he certainly hears your. Okay, I don't know where this is coming from, like when what's going on with you, because he just said he hears your cry for help. So please let me know what that is, because anyone who says, any spirit that says that they hear your cries for help, virtually means that there's something going on with you that you may not have discussed with others, and therefore it's kind of it's not sitting 100% well with me. But in saying that, with getting the Queen card and getting all that abundance coming your way, it's almost like you had to go through something a little bit off for you to find who you are, to find your feet and put your best feet forward, if that makes sense to you. It's more about you not Okay, spirit just shows me all these crazy things. It's like you're not the one sitting back in the corner anymore because you have arrived. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. And I don't mean that you have an ego about it either. It's just that spirit says to, and that's probably where the Queen Spirit is just saying, it's you have arrived. So everybody that has ever doubted you along the way, or put you down many years ago, like that old pat on the head type thing is what I get shown. It's all about no. You took the steps forward to do what is you. You became you, but now you've truly arrived. So if that is Granddad, well, good luck with Granddad, because he's a beautiful soul. But he also says to me, look out for red. So I think that's a bit weird, but something red. Where's he going with that? Does she have something red, or look out for red? Okay. Yeah, okay. If you're buying a car, don't get red. Spirit says some wonderful things. I really hope you don't have a red car right now, because that would be him saying, we'll get rid of that. But no, he's just firstly saying, look out for red. So I think it's not a very good color with you. But more so if you're thinking of getting another car, why are you pointing me in the direction of the car? I have no idea. But yes, stay away from red. So I hope that makes sense. God love you. Okay. Oh, are you already saying thank you? Oh, how beautiful. Okay. Okay. Vicky. Hello, Vicky, my little friend. Whew. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the Destiny cards, the Wheel of Fortune has just flown off another one's flying off the charts. Wow. Okay. I know you'll know. I know you'll love that. I can't even see these. I can't even control this camera. I got to put it the wrong way. Okay. Okay. Oh, my finger just totally cramped up then. Vicky, what I want to say to you, my love, is Mum and Dad. Pillars of strength in their own right. But hats off to you. Congratulations to you. They're showing me a cake, presenting you with a cake as if to say, it's not your birthday, but giving you a cake as if to say, where are we going? You fought a really tough battle. You're against the odds, but you beat the odds. And yeah, so they're virtually saying that the inner warrior in you, and everybody please don't hate me if I have to swear occasionally, but it's like the inner warrior in you was like, don't F with me, because I have the strength of 100. When I want something, I would find my ways to do it. Mum comes through very, very clear in hugging, in letting you know that where others have doubted you, or doubted your ability, or doubted your strength, as even with your partner, when even joint strength is questioned, it's like you beat all the odds each and every time. And she said that early in the piece, that you stand up to be counted. So I admire you for that, and I guess the cake part is like a presentation, but be mindful that the inner warrior knows when to come out, and that she doesn't stay out, because if she stays out too long, then she might be a bit weak for when you need her next time. And I'm blessed to have met you, where you, after you see me on TV, you drive from Victoria, this is years ago, to come up and meet with me, because that's just who you are. And that showed me then that you had this ability to, when you wanted to do something, it didn't matter who got in your way type thing, or what was in your way, you were going to make it happen. And I have a beautiful friend now, who's also a colleague of mine. She's very much the same, where she kind of, if she wants something, she'll, pull out all stops and she'll just do it. She'll do something in a drop of a hat. She doesn't hum and ha about things. She's just like, right, I need this, tomorrow. And she's a great manifester. Like she believes, and she teaches manifestation actually. And if, she'll be struggling one day with trying to find something, and then overnight, I get this message, oh, I've got it. And I kind of go, oh my goodness, like that was quick. But that's the power in, believing in her own ability. And you do that at times, but then you'll go off the rails at sometimes, and you'll kind of not believe in yourself. And I know that sounds a little bit scattered, but when you're on par and you're a woman with a mission, you do so well, and you help many along the way when you do it. But it's when you doubt yourself that you kind of really sit back and just say, nah, I'm going to sit here all day, don't want to do this, don't want to do that, can't be bothered doing this. It's time that this can't be bothered doing this, little Miss Vicky, just stop doing that, because you're a powerhouse, okay? When you put your mind to things, you do it. And if mum and dad keep giving me this cake, I'm hungry, so can I have a slice? Like it's almost they're saying to you, treat yourself to a cake tomorrow. You deserve something every now and again that just makes the afternoon cup of tea a little bit better. And I guess I want to say to you, mum was a bit of a flavour in having tea and a bun, because she's presenting me in that way, if that makes sense. So thank you very much, Vicky, for joining tonight. Pamela is saying thank you. Sheena, and can I have some guidance if you feel drawn to me? Yes, I will. I just want to have a look at this one as well. My marriage, health, and finances. Okay, Angela, I'll get back to you in a second. There's a lot of things there for a snapshot reading on a live feed, but I'll try and get to what I can. Anne says, yes, it made sense. Okay, hello, Mick. Yes, I am well. I hope you're well too. Tammy has shared. Thank you so much. Mina, thank you. Totally resonates with me. Bless you. You're very, very welcome. Mina, can't say too much personal stuff on here. Thank you. I understand. I knew you would understand, Mina, and I hope that you can connect with me at some point to get past some of that. Vesna, gorgeous. How are you? I'll touch on yours in a second. Tash, I already know you're here. I hope you're still watching. I will get to you as soon as I can. Mel Jane, thank you. Spot on. Much appreciated. Love your work, Mystique. Thank you. Nina, thank you for your beautiful reading tonight. Much appreciated. Oh, look at all you gorgeous people that are going to make. Please don't make me cry. No one wants to see me cry. I don't want to be crying either. Thank you for all of those beautiful comments that I can see so far. And thank you for your likes and your little love hearts. They've been beautiful. And if you can share the page as well to either your own page or any of your groups. As I said before, there's some people who don't have, they can't have access tonight. And they may be anywhere around the world that just might tune in at some point. And some of the guidance that I've given some of you lovely people, sometimes something will mean something for them and help them through their day. So which I think, sharing is caring, and I just think that's a beautiful thing, that if you can share this page, somebody else might get something out of my reading. So thank you so much for all that are doing that. So Sheena, you see what's going on with you. Okay. So, wow, I've got double lots of endings for you, with a new beginning right around the corner, but also too in a sense of that trust that you're going to end things in the right manner. Trust that you that what you're, how can I say this? Trust in what you're feeling right now, as much as it feels a bit odd, that it actually is the right thing to do. You need to finish something, and I feel it in both personal, and I feel it both in your and work as well as. And it's hard for me to say to people about finishing something with work, because in the times of COVID, there's actually not a lot of work around. But if you have your mind set on something else that you're 100% passionate in, and you're 100% knowing that you can get to that, then please go off and do it. But I just want you to be careful with that, because I just know there's not a huge amount around given COVID circumstances. But I do hear from Spirit that whatever you're trained in, you'll be okay under COVID anyway. So there's something around there that what you do, that you'll be okay. But also too, they're saying to me that it's time to close one door to open the next one, because things have run their course, and that's personal life as well as work life. But I also see right around the corner, someone else has already been putting out the feelers, I would say, and you've been actually looking in the direction of finding somewhere else that is more suited for you. As much as you're very good at what you do, there seems to be something else that you wish to participate in, I guess is the way of saying it, but you haven't known who to contact to get involved with that. Somebody, this is going to sound really weird. Somebody that you know, I don't know where you live. I don't know what the circumstance is, but this is really weird from Spirit. So they're saying to me that wherever you live, somebody to the right of you, so somebody that you already know somewhere to the right of you. So it could be the next street, it could be the next, I don't know, the next suburb, whatever. Know somebody that knows what you want to get into. Really vague, Spirit. Thank you for that. But you need to speak to that person and get like an alignment going with that to proceed with it, because in the next 6 months, actually I'm going to cut that short because I see Christmas. I see Christmas time that you're packing up things and moving to a different role. So it's virtually around the Christmas, what you would normally break away from to have a holiday at Christmas, you're packing up to start another role, if that makes sense. So I'm not feeling sad about the endings, because to me, everything looks brighter at the other end with you getting into doing something else that you are more passionate about, virtually when it comes to Christmas time. So I think that's a good thing for you, Sheena. So I hope that helps you. And let me know how you go, especially let me know what it is that you may need help on with those two bits of closing. That'd be great. Okay, Angela, is there a possibility for a reading on my marriage, health, and finances? I'll appreciate from South Africa. Welcome, welcome our international viewers. That's awesome. I love how far live feeds can go. It's absolutely wonderful. But yeah. And this is what I mean about, when people, if you can, please share the page, because people far and wide sometimes just need a little bit of help. And and sometimes they just struggle with too much. And Angela, thank you so much for your question. There is a lot in there for something that is I'm not going to be here for an hour going through every single thing with you. But I actually want to say to you that there's somebody in your, either in your household or near your household, that has offered their hand, offered to help you in something, and you're knocking them back. It's almost like, no, I'm good, I don't need anyone's help. So it's almost like I want to say to you that because because throughout your life you've been through a few hurdles where your strength has had to grow at times, that people have misused your knowledge, is what I want to say there. But you still have this strength behind you that endures a fair amount of stuff that they're showing me. But I have to say that marriage-wise, I think it's fine. There's some things that on a good day feels good, but then the next day it doesn't feel as good. So there's some conflict of, Spirit says the words to me, conflict of interest going on there. I don't even believe those are the right words, but that's what they say, conflict of interest. So I believe that there's some situations going on where both parties are never going to be on the same page. Those situations, please just both agree to disagree, because you'll never agree on a couple of different things that are going on. And Spirit comes through with that very, very clear. And if you agree to disagree, as much as that sounds a little bit feeble, because sometimes people want to win, but there's no winners and losers. A marriage is a happy medium. If you're going to try and get brownie points to be the winner of a conversation, like what is the point type thing. So Spirit is sort of saying, like, at times when you really can't get like a combination of on being on the same path as such, then just agree to disagree and call that one yourself. Like, just say, do you know what, we're not moving forward with it. It's okay. We're just going to agree to disagree, because we each have a different opinion, and it's okay that we do have a different opinion. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's where we go on that. Health and finances. Look, finances I feel are a bit slow. It feels like someone's taken a hit, and I think that you've taken a hit as well as your partner. I think both of you are taking a hit where you're kind of going, do you know what? It's almost like you're one of those people that are saying, please tell me when COVID's going to finish so I can, like, get my whole money value back type thing. I don't have an answer on COVID. I'm not even going to touch on that. I said that to a particular person earlier, because it's impossible for us to do so. However, I feel like there's something else in the mix. Either you and your partner come up with a different way of getting some finances, or this person that seems to keep coming in offering their help. Do you know what? Sit down, have a cup of tea with them, work out what that help is, work out what they're trying to offer you. As in, I feel that it just might be something that is not about just giving you money, for instance. It's more about they're offering you something that will kind of trigger something in your brain that goes, do you know what? We can do that as a little bit of an offshoot, and we can actually, put our sources together and get something out of that, if that makes sense. So it's not you being greedy as such. It is you kind of coming to, heads and knowledge coming together to work out what that is, and be able to go, do you know what? This idea sounds really good, and we can both benefit from it, is what I want to say there. So I think that will be okay. And I don't see I'm not being, throughout that whole time, I wasn't being told anything bad or anything on your health. So I think that your health will be okay. I think there'll be a little, I don't see huge ups and downs, but I see a few little ripples there where things can, like, smaller things may go on. Spirit is also saying, don't make those a mountain out of a molehill. Like, there seems to be some smaller things come along with your health, but they will be okay. But if you overemphasize them, the anxiety will get to you. So I hope that helps. Please let me know, Angela, how you go. And if you need to connect with me privately, please do. Okay. Marion, yes, thank you. Vicky, thank you. Who have I got here? Okay. Whew. Okay, Sheena, thanks, lovely. Makes sense. Just going through separation from husband, so closing that door. Hoping to sell the house soon so we can both move forward. Also, just started studying to be education support worker, so putting my business on the back burner. Thanks so much for giving your time and your talents, Sheena. Look, no problem. I knew there was it was a mixed bag in your reading, and I knew there was something that was going on there, and I'm really grateful for your validations and letting me know that that's it's fabulous. And look, you will get through everything. Excuse me, I actually have no doubt in that. Okay. Whew. I don't even know where we're up to now. I've gone a bit crazy. There is just there is so much here. So much here. Okay. Done, Mick. No, I haven't. Love to hear any advice from your. Okay, Mick. Okay, what have you got in the limelight, Mick? You've been thinking of starting something, and it seems like something has thrown a spanner in the works where you feel like you can't. I want you to move forward with it. I want you to find a way to get whatever it is. It seems like you've created something, or you've got something to offer, and people need to hear it. People need to see it. So please find a way in getting it out there. That's the first thing that Spirit came in very, very clearly with. And also too, it's like it's like it's been giving you a whole lot of headaches to work out how you can do this. And I feel that if you stop, oh, it's going to sound hard to say, if you stop focusing on the worry about how you're going to do it, it seems that a little voice comes to you and virtually says, I will show you the way, because you're not as stressed. And when you're stressed about it, of course, sometimes we lose focus and we don't concentrate enough. And of course, when we lose that focus, we haven't got the clarity to think of other ways. So it's almost like they're telling you to just stop that worry for a moment and kind of go, do you know what? For 2 days, I'm just not going to think about it. And when you stop stressing about it, it's like the answer will come to you, and the answer will come to you from somebody else, and not necessarily someone that's alive. It'll come through from one of your spirits. And also too, like, I also want you to be mindful of the headaches though, because to me, now I'm not claiming to be a medical intuitive, because I'm not. However, I am being shown that C3 and C4 in the back of your neck and the top part of your back is not right. And that was something that came through very clear. C3 and C4 of your neck is not right, and therefore that's putting pressure in other areas. And apart from the worry giving you headaches, there's other headaches coming from the back and coming forward, if that makes sense. But also too, what I see for you is whatever else that you've been thinking of adding to your mix, is the way I have to say it. Now's the time. Don't wait for COVID to be over. Don't wait for Christmas. It seems to be now is the time you need to put your worries on a different shelf and try and eliminate some of those in not focusing on those so much, and coming back to being pure in your heart and going, do you know what? This is what else I need to do, and this is what I want to do, and now I need to start getting that out there. So it seems to be something else that you've had in your mind for a little bit, and a few things have held you back. And worry on the other thing has held you back, and I'm being told by Spirit to spread your wings and spread your guidance in the best way that you know how. So I hope that resonates with you, Mick, and I'd like to know how you go with that. Thank you so much. I feel tonight has been extremely powerful, not only from my spirit guides. My energy levels seem to have boosted 100%. So obviously Lionsgate is really, really showing me some areas and people that some of it has been the same, but some of it has been very, very different. And we all have different energies, and some of the energies of tonight have just been so very beautiful. Okay, I've got another international from Montana, first time viewing. If you can have time, could you have a reading for me? Thank you, Julie. Okay, let me have a look. Oh, Vesna and Tash, you're next. It's been a wonderful night so far. Oh, we've not been going 2 hours. See, time flies when you're having fun. Okay, Julie. Good things come to those who wait. But it seems to be that you've been waiting a long time. I'm not even going to bring COVID into the mix on that one, because it's way before then. It seems that there's a few things that you've been trying to achieve. And I mean that with the greatest respect when I say trying, because you've been really putting your heart on your sleeve, but putting your intelligence into places that really should have been blown over by your intelligence, if that makes sense. But sometimes it's just held you back a little bit as well. There's some envy. There's some people that kind of go, she's too smart for her boots. But I'm here to say that it's actually got you to progress a bit further, and success is right around the corner for you. But you're another person who seems to just not want to take that little, I call it just a little jump. It's a little step. Can we all sing that song? What is it, from the Rocky Horror Show? Just a little step to the right, or whatever it is. Because that song was playing in my head when I just said that. It's time to sort of say, do you know what? I'm really good at what I do. Why are the wrong people seeing that? You need to sort of like, and like, you don't have any arrogance about you. You don't have any ego. That's all very good. But there's times when you're in a room with people, and I say, look, I know you said you're a first-time viewer, and I do say things with the greatest respect. It's like when you're in a room full of people, you're displaying your abilities to the wrong people. So I hope that part makes sense, because when you realize who those people are, and the other people that you're not displaying your talents to, then they're the people that you need to go have a chat to. It seems to be too many people are missing out on your conversations. So I hope that makes sense to you. But when you do that, it seems that other people are drawn then to your talents and to who you are, and things just start to kind of go very, very well for you. So everything that's kind of held you back for a couple of years, when you talk to the right people, it seems to just escalate very, very quickly. So I see really good things for you. And I just hope that you're in that mindset where you're able to talk freely. Like sometimes here doesn't come out as well as what you would like. Sometimes here gets kind of shushed up. I don't know whether people like to tell you to shush up, because that's how Spirit told me. But it seems like it's been a while that you've been expressing who you are to the wrong people. So when you're in a room full, like if it's a function, if it's a work meeting, or something around there, or if it's I don't know, just an event that you're going to attend to in the next couple of months, please have a look around the room and have a look who you've already spoken to, and then take that leap of faith and speak to the others. So I hope that makes sense to you, and if you can please let me know, that'd be fantastic. And in the other scope of it too is more so that you've when you've sat back to try and get to this particular role or to get to this particular place, it's almost like you felt like no one saw you. You felt like you're invisible. You felt like it wasn't worth speaking up there for a while because you really believe that you're invisible. I'm certainly here to say that you're not invisible, sweetheart. You are here to. You're here. People will embrace you in a different way that you're used to, if that makes sense. So I hope that I hope that resonates with you. And yeah, please let me know. And thank you for joining us from Montana. Beautiful. Thank you so much, little Vesna. Do I see love for you in the future? Can I burst your bubble and say no? I just had to say that. Vesna, you're such a cute, gorgeous woman. Do I see love in the future? Look, in parts I do, but the other part of me wants to slap you. And I know I can say that because I know you. And I will slap you when I see you, because you have been mistreated in the past, but you have got this defense mechanism up in front of you, that where you believe that you can't let another person in because you don't want to go through that hurt again. You don't want to go through any pain. But if you keep that barrier up all the time, nobody is going to get through to that heart of yours. And you have this beautiful heart. And I know the feeling I get is that heart has been just squashed, and it's been squashed pretty hard. But in saying that, if you visualize that hand around it, if you visualize that hand slowly opening, and all of a sudden the heart is pumping again, and it's fresh and it's plump, that means that you're going to let down that barrier. So and look, now is not the time. Like, we're all going to, there's no point beating around the bush. Brutally honest, no one is going to meet anyone new right at this point. Like, if you are, you've still got to keep your distance. You still can't, you can't be romantic with somebody new in your life. You can if you're already in a relationship, but you can't be romantic with anyone new in your life. You don't know who that person is associated with, or, who they've been in contact with, and all this sort of stuff. So it's going to be very hard for for a little while, for a few people that are that are single in the world, and that is a real shame. But in hindsight, do you take the chance? I personally wouldn't. I would personally just wait. We can make do for a while. I mean, sex is great, loving someone is great, divine connections with a partner is fabulous, but if we can't do that, we have to find other ways to communicate. Like I heard on the TV today, and it was a famous person, actually, a TV person, who started a long distance relationship about a year ago, and he was supposed to actually be married last month, but because of COVID, they haven't been able to get married, and she hasn't been able to come back to Sydney, whereas he is back in Sydney, and they FaceTimed one another the other night, and he was dressed in a suit and she was dressed in a beautiful outfit, and they had like a so-called date where he was eating his fancy meal in front of the computer with her, and she was eating a fancy meal wherever she was. And then they took one another to their own separate couches and they watched a whole movie together. I personally don't know if I could have done that. And I don't know whose idea it was, but But how fabulous is it to feel that you're connected, even though that she was on the other side of the world? So, you know, but they know one another. So when she comes to Sydney, yes, she'll be quarantined and whatever else, and they can get together. But sweetheart, in your case, you're single, and for anyone else that is single out there right now, it's going to be very, very difficult. But Vesna, if COVID wasn't around, I have to keep touching on this barrier that you have in front of your heart, because with your heart, you know, me seeing it as like the lotus flower. I mean, I have the lotus flower in my logo. You can all see my new logo at the top of the screen. Beautiful, isn't it? I might get that tattooed on my arm. But going off cool. But if you keep that barrier up, like if COVID wasn't around and you were out meeting people with the barrier up, you're going to be virtually pushing people away rather than drawing people to you. And I mean that with the greatest respect. And sweetheart, I'd love to catch up with you and actually run through how I can help you, like, reduce that barrier, and how I can teach you things about how you can allow your heart to come back to be plump again. So when it's time that we can all go out and find great people to be in our lives, then I want your heart to be in that zone, and that defense barrier down. So you're inviting the good people into your life, and I'd really like to help you on that. So please, let me help you, and we'll get together at some point, maybe like the dinner date that bloke had, and we will sort that out, because it will be there. But of course, I actually don't see it for about a good 12 months, a good 12 months. And I know that seems like a long time, but if we look at COVID going for another few months, and then, you're doing some work on you, then it would be, roughly that amount of time anyway. So please get in contact with me. Please let me know, with the greatest respect. Please let me know if you would like me to help you with the other, and I'll gladly do so. All right, young Tash. Beautiful friend of mine. Haven't seen you for months and months and months, and you need to be here too. We need to have a big session, because you need to be here too. You have had, without me even drawing a card, you have had so much go on, and I've hardly even spoken to you in months. I actually haven't really seen a lot on Facebook either. So I don't even know how much has gone on with you. I just feel like there's a lot, and I feel like you're carrying the weight on your shoulders. Oh, there goes the computer. Great stand. Just needs to go there. Yeah, there seems to be. Let me just settle for a minute, because there just seems to be so much that I feel. Yeah, I do feel a lot. Okay. Sorry, I was just scrolling down to have a look at a few things as well before I get into yours. Let's crack the chair, I think. Okay. I know you're missing Dad. I know you're missing his guidance, and without me having an ego, I think you're missing some of my guidance as well. Since we used to have pretty good catch-ups. But in saying that, how do I say this? Only you will probably understand this, Tash. The amount of strength that you built up from the other has kind of depleted a little bit, kind of gone back by about 6, if that makes sense. But also too, like, part of me even wants to say that the work on self-love, and I actually don't want to touch on a lot here, Tash, because I think it's a bit too personal. But the amount of self-respect, self-love, all that sort of thing that has already been done. Again, I want to say to you that go back 6 steps, because it seems to that's gone a bit backward as well. I'm getting dry in the mouth, I can't say my words. But I want to say to you that this roller coaster, this little session that you've been having on and off in the last, I actually want to say not long after COVID started, there was something that was, I don't know, taking you to other places and helping and coming back and going and coming back. I see all this stop, start, go here, go here, go here. So I keep getting pulled myself from pillar to post to try and work out where I need to be, of who wants me where and there. So I seem to feel that somebody, if it's not work related, someone's been pulling you from pillar to the post and maybe not even giving you the right information of what they want from your friendship, if that makes sense. But also too, excuse me, where I said before about you going 6 steps back, to me, Spirit is saying it's almost like you have to take those 6 steps back to be able to realize what that is, to be able to push yourself forward. And when I say push yourself forward, it seems to be a big leap, not a small, it seems to be a big leap. So I don't know what's in the limelight of you changing something that is big. I see that quite easily with this big step. So to me, taking a loss, taking a bit of a hit, taking it 6 or 10 steps back, each and every time, something along that line is happening with you. But your strength is there, and like Dad is with you, like Dad is by your side. And I don't give a brass razoo about COVID in that sense, where you're feeling like you're I say everything with respect, but it's like that you've again come to this path of, you don't think Dad's around, or you don't think that good things are coming your way. It's kind of like you've tensed up again. I feel this tensed up again, where you're not knowing what to say, you're not knowing what to do, and some people are getting in your way, if that makes sense. So lots going on and lots to kind of sort. But I think we will do that face to face very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining, Tash. I hope you can share the page. We'll hope everyone here can share the page and allow others to get some guidance at the same time. And I'll speak to you soon, Tash. Tony, is everything going to fall into place for me? Look, there's things where you thought that they wouldn't, and I guess I want to say with you too, there's been some frustration and anxiety around wondering if everything's going to be okay. I get the sense that yes, it will be, but I also get the sense too that Spirit is saying that I still need you to get away another 2 or 3 months before things. With respect, you don't see things the same as other people, and sometimes it takes you a bit longer to understand what's in front of you, if that makes sense. And I'm not being horrible when I say that. It's just that you study things a bit more intensely than others, is what I want to say there. And it seems to be that something doesn't seem right at this moment, but in the next couple of months it'll all fall into place. And some of your anxieties and some of your fear around that, you'll kind of go, oh, thank God for that. But it will be a big sigh of relief, because I think it's caused you a bit of angst and a bit of worry. And it would be horrible for me to say unnecessary worry, but to me, part of it has been unnecessary, because you're kind of just fueling the anxiety to keep wondering about it. But to me, everything will fall in place soon up, but I don't see it for another couple of months. But I also see a celebration around there as well. So if there's a celebration in your family that's coming up in the next couple of months, what's happening for you to fall into place will happen at virtually the exact same time. So I hope that makes sense to you. And thank you very much for your jumping on here tonight. Exactly, Julie. I've said that. Look, I say that to people all the time. When you're passionate about doing something, some people say to me, I mean, I have so many roles that and so many hours that I work on all these different things. And they say to me, you never age. And again, I don't say that with arrogance or an ego. And I say to people, it's because I'm so passionate about what I do, and I love what I do, and I'm authentic, and I'm here to help people. And that is my mission in life. It's why I believe that I'm here. And therefore, it doesn't matter how many hours I work. It doesn't matter how many people I help. I get satisfaction out of every single minute of everything I do, because I love what I do. And when you're that passionate about something, don't ever let someone tell you you can't do it. Ever, because it's you that's satisfying yourself. You're the one that's passionate about doing something, or you're the one that's trained in an area of doing something, or you're the one that wants to go and do something. Go and do it. People's judgmental comments or whatever, they do you no good when you take them on board. Seriously. And I'm going to speak out of tune here where I say, I did a gig on another TV show early in January this year. It was a comedy show. It was funny. It was real. It was all sorts of things. But people in my industry have bagged me for it. People have been upset. People have been judgmental. And I've kind of gone, do you know what? Did none of you see the back end of the story? The back end of the story, the untold story, the secret behind that whole thing was virtually letting people know in the most funniest way that we could was it doesn't matter what age you are, what size you are, whether you're small, medium, large, I don't care what size you are, how old you are, get out there and have some fun in life because life is short. This was well before COVID was even mentioned, you know what I mean? So people seem to think when you get to a certain age, you can't do anything anymore. What a lot of shit that is. Excuse my French, but seriously, like, who thinks that? Sure, if you have a younger man in your life, what, people think that he's after your money? I ain't got no money for him to take. Like, seriously, get a grip. It's more about the underlying story really was. It's funny. You can go and look it up on YouTube if you wish. I mean, it was Dave Hughes. Hughesy, we got a problem, and I certainly don't have a problem telling you. But it was more about people can, if you just learn to like yourself a little bit more, then it doesn't matter how old you are, what size you are, or who you are in life, or what you do in life. Enjoy life to the fullest. We're all here for a short time. And anyone who wants to be judgmental about it, what I say to them, stuff you, because it was real. It was real. It was fun. I had some fantastic compliments over it. And in hindsight, it actually helped some people who had been really bullied in their life to think that they couldn't do something like that. And it's just like, you know what? Again, it was a comedy show, but it actually helped so many people. And I really actually feel proud that I was able to do that in a way that that actually helped so many without a lot of people really realizing it. So yeah, good luck to anybody who tries to be judgmental on any of you beautiful souls here tonight, because you don't need judgmental people in your life at all. Leo answered your question about your niece. Yes, she'll be fine. Thank you, Nita. Thank you so much for joining us. I really, I'm blessed to have you here. Wow, amazing. Oh, look, Sonia, with all my heart. I mean, you have so much going on, but I do see that everything will be fine. I really wish you well, and I hope to connect with you again because, yeah, there is a lot, and I thank you for your beautiful comment. Donna, my lovely teenage friend, how are you, my sweet? I hope you are well. Thank you. Oh, look, you're all spoiling me again with all these comments. They're all very beautiful. Like, I'm very, very grateful. I'm very blessed to have, as I said, like, to do what I do, and for you guys to be, jumping back on with all your validations. Like, I couldn't ask for anything better. This is why I wanted to do what, I wanted to share the love. I wanted to, bring some more kindness, into the world. I wanted to, help as many as I can. Yes, Vicky, COVID. She's saying COVID might as well be a four-letter word for us Victorians. I know, and I'm really sorry that Victoria's going through a really shit time. I wish I could change it, but I can't. But I do hope that you're handling it to the best of your ability. Okay. Oh, isn't that funny? I've just had a thing against my screen that says I've won a free tarot reading. That's pretty funny. Spam. Mel, hello. Thank you, Mel. Thank you for joining. I know you're out doing some treatment for your beautiful crystals under Lionsgate, so I hope you've manifested a few things into your world that you've been stuck on a few things as well. So I'm hoping your manifesting tonight, the Lionsgate, has helped you. And if anything, please take a couple of crystals with you to bed tonight, one being a selenite. I'm being shown very strongly to hang on to a selenite for you tonight. So yes, Tammy. Okay. Yeah, Tammy. Sorry to hear that, but in hindsight, he has such beautiful wings and a heart of gold. And the way you, the first thing that I want to say, the way you honoured him today was quite beautiful, quite private, but quite beautiful. But he's always around. He always does little things to some of your pictures in your hallway. But you often. Okay, he's telling me he loves flickering your kitchen light. He thinks that's funny. He loves playing with your lights and seeing your reactions out of them. But I want to say to you, your reactions now aren't what they used to be. And bless you very much, and thank you for letting me know that. Beautiful soul. Okay. Desiree, happy Saturday night. Stay safe. Well, we hope we're all staying safe under these conditions. It's like that. Donna Brennan, hello, gorgeous. I met Donna at Inspirational Women's Summit in November last year. Donna does some fabulous work with women who are victims of domestic violence, and her and I got on like a house on fire because I work with people who have been victims of domestic violence or victims of crime and whatever as well. And Donna does some great work. If anyone wants to go onto her page and have a bit of a squiz. She works with a lady called Maz, Institute of Women, which do some fabulous work. And it was on that day that I was awarded, I nominated by about 5 different people, but I was awarded Inspirational Woman of the Year 2020, which was an international award, which I was really, really stoked about. And as Donna will adhere to that, when I got up to accept that award, I was actually talking about helping domestic violence victims and what I do. It was more about me again, seeing the array of people in the room. I could feel that some of them were victims of domestic violence, and I could feel their energy. And I was just kind of scanning the room, kind of going, oh my God, I want to help you, I want to help you, I want to help you, I want to help you. And it fell into a much longer speech than what it should have been, but I also know that I touched people's lives that day, and I was very, very grateful for that award. One of a few from this year, but anyway, Jessica, I would adore some input. Okay, on what, Jessica? Jessica, if you're still here, you wrote that at 9:21. Jessica, if you're still here, can you let me know? Because I don't want to. There's a couple of things going on with you, and I don't want to waste time going on one subject when you're really wanting information on a different subject. If you can, that'd be fabulous. Otherwise, I'll come back to you. You have such one. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Julie. I very much appreciated. Very much. I actually did a reading for you earlier. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let me have a look. Dr. Brennan, I have a red detail in my hand. Oh, that's funny. Your granddad did touch on red. Well, it's not a car. That's a bonus, isn't it? It's not a car. Oh, red detail. Well, that can't get you into much strife. It's probably a good thing. Okay. Shaz Marie. I'm trying to catch her mum. Does she have any answers for me? Shaz. Actually, Shaz, what I want to say to you is that you already have the answers. You just don't trust enough to believe what you hear yourself. You have 2. I get told you've got 2 issues going on that you're trying to get some answers on. And in all due respect, you actually do know the answers inside your heart. You just feel that you're not, with respect, you feel like you're not intelligent enough to put that forward. And that's why I said with respect, because to me, you do. I think what you struggle with is you just don't know how to put the words together for it to come out. So whatever those two issues are, please sit down this weekend, because the energy in Lionsgate is really, really powerful this weekend, more so tonight, and tomorrow it will still be very, very powerful till about lunchtime. And yeah, I would like you to sit down and kind of go, do you know what? Everything I'm thinking in my head, I want to put it on paper. Now, write as quickly as you can to get it all out of your head, and then go back and edit what you need to, because it seems to me that you get stuck in writing things down to actually understand what you're trying to think to what you say. So to me, you have like this bit of this issue with presenting what you need to say. I'm here to say that when you do that, that everything will work out okay. And it seems to me that Mum also too, there's a white, there's significance to a white flower, but also too to a white scarf with gold on it. She seems to be, I think you have it. And I think that you don't wear it in case you damage it or lose it or something to that respect. But Mum is saying enjoy it. She wants you to enjoy it, but she also wants you to listen to the answers that you have already. Because it's when you do that and when you put them into place, that's when everything comes smelling roses, if that makes sense. And I don't mean that in a cheesy way. I mean that in the best way that I can say that. So thank you. I've answered you. Are you posting the live video as was on your wall? Would be lovely to re-listen to my reading. Thank you. Yeah, it should be. It should actually be already live on my wall, and then it will, of course, at the end of me being live, it should be there for anyone to re-listen to, or whatever the case may be. And I am noticing the time. I've been here 2 hours and 15 minutes, so I probably won't be on here for much longer. I'm just going to scan through a few of these and just yes, little black cat duck t-shirt is out because I have to write an email trying to. Okay, all right. Vicky, if you can do that, that'd be great. Because yeah, when you do that and you're helping others, that's just a fabulous thing for you to do. Oh, it wasn't on my birthday last week, but it was also Mama's on Monday. And yes, stop and lunch. Okay, all right. That's obviously why she was bringing me the cake. I felt like saying, if you're going to bring me the cake, I need to eat a piece of that cake. Because, yeah, she was a divine soul coming through. Let me have a look here. I'm just going to try and do a couple of really quick ones here. I'm just going to try and get through it like a few people. But as I said, I will be here on a Saturday night. I think helping as many as I can for a couple of hours every Saturday night will probably be a good thing. I promise I'll try and get my background sorted out for next week. I don't know why it didn't work tonight, but anyway, that's okay. We can still proceed without really a fancy backdrop. You don't have to have that all the time, but let me hear. Tammy, do I see you moving next year? New beings, please. I actually, I never remember all the readings. I remember some, but I thought I touched on something about that you were going to change positions and something after Christmas. Let me just try and. Okay, I've drawn some different cards, and look, you will have choices. It's up to you to make the choice whether the place that you're in right now is actually worthy of. Oh, it sounds weird. Worthy of you staying, or more so worthy that you should go. I actually hear that you're not happy where you are. Things have gone wrong where you are, and you'd like to move. And if that is the case, then you'll put your mind to it, and you will move. But I actually don't see it straight after Christmas. I don't see it till about March or April. So I hope that helps you. Hello, young Tracy. Okay. Paula. Sorry, can you please only use me? I could really use some guidance. Okay, let me have a look, Paula, what's going on with you. Okay, you seem to not be very secure where you are. And I mean that, in both, actually, home and work. You seem very, very unbalanced, very insecure, very not knowing what each day is going to bring for you. Um, uh, there's more so things about, where is Spirit taking me with this? It's more about you've seen changes go on in your work. Nothing's quite happened to you yet, but you're scared because you're seeing changes. You're scared whether you keep thinking every day, I'm scared if I'm going to be here tomorrow. I'm scared if I'm going to be here tomorrow. Please stop saying that, because the more you say it, the more the universe is going to say to you, do you know what? That's a bad thing, but you keep saying it, so you must want it. So I have to really point that out, because the more of that negativity you're saying to yourself, the more you're questioning whether you're going to be there, the more the universe says, well, we're going to give it to you. So I need you to be very mindful of that. I also get told too that there's a reunion coming up for you. It seems to be people that you've known and haven't probably seen for about 20 years. There seems to be a group of people that are headed your way, and that can't be anytime soon because of COVID. But it seems to be like an old gang, if that makes sense, of people coming in and kind of going, do you know what? We all need to kind of go and sit somewhere and talk about things. So there's a lot of talking going on, but by you going, because I think you're very hesitant. I think you're very hesitant in talking about situations. But if you go and actually talk with these people, or find someone else that you can confide in, there's someone else that's going to help you if you talk. So there's a big thing about you not being able or feeling comfortable enough to talk about certain things. I feel a great need for you to do so, to allow some stuff to come up and to go, and that way you can give yourself some more clarity around you. And to me, there seems to be some old stuff that holds you back on a number of things. And Paula, I say to you, if there's if you need extra assistance in releasing some of that old, please get in contact with me, and we can have a session and have that cleared. Excuse me, have that cleared for you, so you can safely move forward on a few things. Because to me, being wanting to talk, and this is how Spirit shows me, by wanting to talk and you're not being able to talk, or you're not feeling comfortable enough to talk, then you're holding it further in you, which will just create more negativity within you. So just let me know on that. Okay. Tracy, I'm not going to put it on the screen. If you're going through a trauma for 15 years, we need to have some deep sessions on that, in all honesty, because any trauma for 15 years, it leaves big areas that need to be unstuck and moved on. And it's a lot, and it certainly can't be done on this kind of platform at all, because it's just not going to make any sense, and it's not going to be deep enough on a level for me to shift it for you, because it's too deep rooted into you. But contact me if you want to have any sessions with me. Okay, Mick, you need to kind of sort that out, because those headaches came through with me, and if you haven't actually had a scan or an X-ray or something or other, don't let anyone touch you until you do, because those particular areas on the neck, you need to have some clarity before a physio or a chiropractor or anything touches you on that note. Or you've written something else. Thank you so much, Mick. It was a pleasure to connect into you with that. Wow. So many. So many beautiful comments. The time and energy and sharing means much appreciated. Thank you. Looking forward to good things. Okay, no problem. No problem. We will get there, Vesta. We sure will. Okay, what have I got here? Haven't been able to stop watching you the past hour. You are incredible for helping so many people. I would love to receive any guidance or messages for myself or any of my loved ones. Thank you so much for that. I mean, how beautiful are you guys tonight, you know? It's so nice. It's so nice. Okay. Let me have a look. Don't forget, like and share the page. This is one of my pages. This mystical, Mystique Live TV. Was one of my pages, and otherwise, my other one is Mystique Psychic Medium page. Like and share those pages. Let's get the word out there, and help as many people as we can, because everybody will gain some sort of guidance off someone else's reading, because and I found that out, even doing PTV Australia, like on TV, that you'd be reading for someone and then someone else would write in and say, oh my God, that resonated so much with me and it helped me. So I just know that when you're sharing it with others, they will just hear something and it will just help them. Something small can brighten anyone's day. I mean, it's such a beautiful gift that we have, and it is worth sharing in that degree. Eleanor, again, thank you for your compliments. Messages for yourself. I actually want to say to you that with what is going on with you, quite deep, I hear it's quite a deep thing that is going on with you. It seems to, with me, it seems to be there's a lot of anxiety with it. I want to ask you if there's any panic attacks that have come on board with it as well, as because I actually see that they're coming a bit too frequently for my liking. And if they are, I hope you can seek some help on that, and possibly, if you need medication for it, so be it. If you don't, start practicing in a couple of times a day, just going somewhere quiet, even if it has to be a bathroom, and just start counting backwards from 15. When you count back from 15 and you take deep breaths with it, it seems to take some of the anxiety away, where you're not so adrenaline packed with it. There seems to be a lot of stress around you, a lot of financial issues around you, and I just think by worrying so much about it each and every day, it's creating more stress, and there's more panic that comes to the forefront with it. There's also there's a lack of motivation in doing certain things to get you to a point where you can actually feel a bit better about your day, if that makes sense. Because some days you just find it so hard, and I say that with respect, that when you find your day is so hard to get up and do something, don't beat yourself up about it. If you need a day if you need a day to lay in bed and watch TV, then do it. Start looking after yourself. If anyone just needs some time out and just needs to reground, or to regroup after something's happened to them, or whatever the case may be, then take that time for yourself. It's when all you guys don't do that you kind of things escalate and anxiety builds and all this sort of stuff. But yours, excuse me, Eleanor, yours seems to stem from some really harsh stresses about where you are in life and why aren't things happening in your life, and therefore you're creating this extra stress by questioning why certain things haven't been happening in your life. The more you question it, the more it's not gonna, the more it's going to be there, the more the universe is just not going to give you because you're asking for the wrong thing. When you take these little breathers to bring your breath back to normal and stop the anxiety, it's almost like if you do it on that day, that particular night, if you can slow your mind down a little bit more again and actually do some meditation and start putting some good words back into your line of your train of thought, rather than start thinking about, the more you think, oh no, nothing good happens to me and nothing will ever happen to me, that's what the universe will give you. So swing that around a bit and see if you can, put something else into your mind, as well as control that bit of anxiety and that extra stress, because it'll actually do the world a good. And I wish you well on it, and please let me know how you go on that. Now, I'm actually going to wind up at the 2.5 hour minute, which has only given me probably about another 2.5 minutes left to go. Okay, what have I got? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Look, I want to, all these people, thank you, but I don't work and haven't since I've just lost my father on Mother's Day and my crazy marriage. So I guess that may have been what you're talking about. Okay, Paula, there is so much going on with you. There was, and I was trying to do everything in a short period of time. There is so many things that you need to put kind of a bit structured more so you can get through each one separately is what I want to say there because yeah, as you're saying, you have there is a lot of things that have gone on, and I think a private reading will do you the world of good to get through each and every one of them. Because here there's only a few minutes like on everybody to try and get as many through as I can, and it is a public forum, and some of your things that are going on I felt were a little bit personal as well. So if you wanted to do that, that's great, and if not, well, maybe another time. That's all very good and well. So I am actually going to finish on that note tonight. I think my bestie, Danina, jumped in. I think I saw her name there once or twice, maybe. I know she didn't ask a question, but I'm sure she was there somewhere. She's my godsend at the moment. Well, not at the moment. We went cruising together last year. We did the Raw Easter show with her, Angel Trishelle, and many others last year. We were called off this year for COVID. We'll be back doing the Raw Easter show again next year, which will be fantastic. I will be here on this platform every Saturday unless something unforeseen, or I shouldn't say unforeseen, but if something, drastically happens where I can't, well, then I won't. But, I'll try and be here, every single week on a Saturday at 8 o'clock to do 2 hours or whatever. That will be good. And I hope I can see you all again. And I really do want to thank you for all your wonderful validations that have come back so far tonight. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for allowing me to connect with your loved ones or to connect with my spirit guides to let you know the most important thing that you needed to know right now tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. And again, if I can just reiterate, if you can like and share the page so other people may get some guidance out of it as well. And that may bring even more people to us next week where we can help more and more each and every week. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I really do appreciate everybody coming along. And yeah, I will see you again next week. Alrighty. Bye for now. Bye-bye.